about this. Give us a brief synopsis. I mean, I gave a little bit away in the intro, but a synopsis in your words about what the novel is about.
It is about stories and the way they connect us. And the woman, it starts off from the point of view as a dead woman, so I'm not giving anything away. It's like the first page, I kill her off, and she finds herself in the space where she's connected to all the stories of Africa, all the stories that have ever gone before, and she finds she's still connected to the continuing story of her daughter and her sister, both of whom are still alive. And she finds that she can't leave until her story is played out. And her daughter is a teenager, very distressed about her mother's recent murder, carries a guilty secret, which is causing all sorts of trouble for her. And she moves in with a suburban family in Johannesburg, and things really start to fall apart.
How much of herself does she learn about going into this dysfunctional family? You know, death will make you dysfunctional in one way or another, but then here she is, moves in with another dysfunctional family.
Well, they sort of heighten each other's dysfunction in a way, you know, because this girl, she's taken out of the world she knows. She comes from rural Limpopo. She's grown up amongst wildlife, looking after animals. She's barely dealt with people much at all. And now she has to deal with her little cousin and her aunt and uncle. And it's, you know, her presence causes trouble amongst the family. Their marriage starts to get tricky, and all the stuff that's sort of bubbling under the surface starts to come out.
Now, it's set against the heat and dramatic landscape of a South African summer. Was this intentional, and is this how you got to where you call it Black Dog Summer in the title?
It is, you know, because especially in Johannesburg, the summers are very dramatic. You know, we've got these hot baking days, and then these very powerful thunderstorms in the evening where all this turmoil sort of happens and washes everything clean. And that's sort of where I was using that to heighten the mood of the story. And also it serves as a good sort of metaphor for the story, where there's the storm that builds, the rain that comes, and the cleanliness afterwards.
You know, one reviewer says here, you know, it's a new voice in fiction, compulsively readable, stylistically stunning.
Oh, good.
I mean, what do you say to stuff like that? And what space were you in when you penned this book?
Well, I'm thrilled that people are enjoying it. I mean, I think that's amazing. And the fact that people think it's, you know, stylistically stunning, what a wonderful thing to say, because I'm very passionate about words. I love writing. Crafting words, playing with them is I suppose my greatest joy. So, but when writing it, you don't think about that. You're just trying to tell the story in the best way you can, you know. So, yeah, I'm glad it all worked.
How does the ordinary person relate to Gigi? And does it almost seem like she's cursed, though? Because, I mean, just as she's trying to get over her mother's death, there's a mistaken, you know, death of the cousin. You know, how do we normal people relate to her?
Well, I think anyone who's been a teenager, and most of us have at some point, understands what it's like to be so full of feeling with no real way of expressing it and not really understanding it. And the fact that she's been through something so violent and traumatic sort of obviously makes her a more heightened case. But I think, you know, we're all dealing with stuff all the time, all these emotions, and we don't really know how to fit into the world. And she's a good sort of example of that aspect of humanity, I think.
How much of Miranda is in this book?
Surprisingly little.
Yeah.
I've taken a few things, you know, especially for the little girl character. You know, I remember being a little girl. For some reason, it's very immediate to me. I remember it strongly. And Bryony, the little one, few things about her were taken from me. You know, I was very keen on being the center of attention and drama when I was little, and, you know, wanting magical stuff to happen and things to be exciting. And Bryony's a lot like that.
All right, Miranda, thank you so much for talking
Thank
to
you.
us. It sounds amazing. From the little that I read, that is
Nice.
amazing of the book. Miranda Sherry speaking to us about her debut novel, Black Dog Summer. It's an amazing, amazing read.